Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who are well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, this lesson, which Lord willing is going to be a juicy lesson. I'm super hyped. Going off of a video that I watched from Elder Apostle Gabar, he's going into confusion of faith, and I just want to bring this out, for truth's sake, and Lord willing, it's edifying to the elect. All right, we're going to start in Numbers 12 to prove that leprosy is pale skin, okay, and that it's a deformity, all right, and it's not something that you want. It's not, and I'm going to go into it once I get these precepts done first. I'm going to read this and then I'll get into some more. All right, this is Numbers chapter 12. Salakia. I'm going to start at verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath Yahweh indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And Yahweh heard it. All right, so Yahweh overheard them talking. All right. Salakia. All right, continuing on. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses and unto And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And Yahweh came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. All right, now this is the point. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, At last, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Now, what this lesson is going to prove is that, well, first of all, if you haven't understood that leprosy from what I just read is pale skin, then let me read this again. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam, which is Moses' sister, became leprous, white as snow. So she literally became pale, like the color of snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. All right, so that's what leprosy is. Your pigment getting taken away from you. Okay? And if everybody is dark-skinned, and all of a sudden this person turns white as snow, which so-called white people are not, necessarily as white as snow all the time, and just like there's really no such thing as black people, but you get the point, okay? If everyone was dark-skinned, like had a dark chocolate complexion, and they looked and all of a sudden they saw this person that was white as snow, pale, that would scare you, man. You would not want to be anywhere near that person. You'd want them to be as far away as possible from them, man, because you wouldn't want to get something like that, because that's not normal. That's not something they would see every day. Okay? It's a disease. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this last precept here. It says, Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And we're going to head to Safari, and we're going to go to this. This is a picture of a so-called black baby soon after birth. Well, this is actually even later, right? When so-called black babies first come out of the womb, they're really light, okay? This is a perfect example of that, but when this baby first came out of the womb, it was probably even lighter than that, all right? You see? So That's what it means by half consumed. All right, because as they grow up, they go on, once they get out of the womb, they start getting their pigment, their melanin. So-called white people, on the other hand, they don't come out looking like this. They come out red. They come out literally red, or like a purple red. And then they finally, their skin comes back to it gets their color, which is pale. All right, which is where we come to this. You can clearly see that the baby is red or pink, and that's why I picked this picture. Spirit had me pick this because her shirt is pink, and they look pretty much the same, man. The baby is pink and red, whereas this baby, you can see, is a very, very light brown. Okay, so that would be half consumed. So this is wasted away. All right, and who does this remind you of? Well, let's see. So Isaac and Rebekah were both dark-skinned. Right? Now let's turn to Genesis chapter 25. Because this lesson is also going to clearly prove to you who Esau is, if you have any understanding and the Spirit's with you, man. So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 25 when it talks about Jacob and Esau. All right? This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. And the children, which is in Rebekah's womb, Jacob and Esau, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So the Lord already said that he was going to separate them into 2 separate nations. Okay? So although they are brothers, if you want to be carnal, but in the spirit, they're separate. Their spirits are different. All right? And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Is this baby not red all over? There's babies when they first come out, they're really red. Like I said, when a so-called white baby comes out right away, they're really, really red, man. All right, but this is the picture that the Spirit had me get. Just like this, when so-called black babies first come out, they're probably even lighter than this sometimes, man. Even though later on in life they're dark skinned. Okay, so this is what Aaron was talking about when he said half consumed. This is what we presume he was talking about. Let her not be as one that's half consumed, because they come out really light, or even lighter than that. Like I said. It said, let her not be as one half consumed. So it doesn't mean she necessarily looked half consumed, but that's what he was comparing it to. Just like they said she was white as snow. All right, because no so-called white baby, when they first come out of the womb, necessarily look white. For the most part, they're red, which is exactly how it describes Esau, man. So if you still don't know who the Edomites are, then I don't know what to tell you. All right, the Spirit ain't with you, period. Okay? And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Now let's read on to prove even more who Esau is if you still can't get it. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Now let's stop right there. Let's look up hunting. Wow, would you look at that? Wow. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, well, that's animals. Oh, man. You devils are through, man. These devils are so done, man. Oh, let's put another stake in the coffin, so to speak, right here, man. Another nail in the coffin is what I meant to say, but Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of rock. The most proud people on the planet are clearly so-called white people, man. whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's exactly what they be saying. Now this is the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. What cracker in America that's an Edomite doesn't love their country, man? That isn't having some sort of American red, white, and blue apparel, or having an American flag or bald eagle somewhere in their house or on their car or something like that, man. There's a neighbor down the street that literally has a picture of a bald eagle with the flag pretty much right on their mailbox or something like that. But you're going to tell me that they aren't the Edomites. You're a damn fool, man. All right? The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of face, all right? And at one point in time at the beginning, they did all look like so-called Negroes with different features and different shades, okay, if you want to be, carnal with it. Okay, but what separates us from them is the spirit, okay? Because there are Edomites that look like so-called black people now because of mixing and mingling, all right? Because as you know, it goes by your father. So, if that didn't make it blatantly obvious enough, I had another picture that I actually wanted to pull out for you Akumens and Seer Aquathium. This. So how come two so-called white people can't have a baby that looks like a so-called black person like that, but this can happen? Because this is what happened. This is a perfect example of how Esau was, man. That would be Jacob, and that would be Esau, and yes, that is their baby, man. All right, but listen. This is where you really need to listen. Back then, they were separated. They were two different people. So is this baby an Edomite? No, because that is this baby's father. So that baby is an Israelite, presuming that this guy is an Israelite. All right, that baby is an Israelite because her father is. All right, you see? So that don't be like, well, that's an Edomite. No, that's an Israelite, man. But back then, the Lord said he separated them, which is why they were two different people. Okay, so this baby, when she would grow up, she would have an Israelite spirit because she's an Israelite. All right, so don't get it mixed up. I'm just using this as an example. Okay. And notice how whenever a so-called white baby comes out of the womb, they basically have a broad nose. Okay, it's not normal to look like them, man. Okay, so-called Negro is the first person that ever was created out of the ground, man. The soil. All right, a deep dark brown. All right, with a broad nose. That's like the epitome of what it is to be a human. To look like that, man. Human is someone with color. Hue meaning color or pigment. All right. So it's you Israelites out there that hate your skin tone. You should be happy that you're dark skinned, man, because that's a blessing. All right. And I'm speaking on behalf of, and I'm sure a lot of other confusion of face brothers agree with me. We're looking forward to being changed back to that so-called Negro look, man. Getting that dark pigment back. All right, we're looking forward to that, man. So if you're trying to bleach your skin, all this bullshit, you need to rethink your life, man, because that's ridiculous. All right, it's a blessing to look like that. All right. So, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and Royal Well. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. Keep pushing, all right, and shalom.